Oh, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Dragon3K here. So remember that one video that I did talking about Everythingland and stuff? Well, that's in a new playlist called Everythingland series, where I just talk about everything. I left that series abandoned. It only had one view, so I kind of just, left it alone. So yeah. So today, this is the part 2 to the series. First video I did. So if you haven't checked out that first video, go ahead and do that if you haven't already. If you're that one viewer of that video, thank you, I guess. So I'm gonna delete that old part 1, then put this new part 1 in and replace it. But anyways, so if you're wondering what Everythingland is, I'm going to be talking about it here in this video. So, Everythingland is, I'm really embarrassed to talk about it because I might get a lot of hate and people, so I don't care what you think about it. I don't care about your opinion. But you can say whatever you want to in the comments. I'm not going to judge you. Think whatever you want about it. That's just me. But whatever. So, if you haven't, there's this app called Talkie. If you've never heard of it. So, here's what Talkie is. Talkie is basically an app where you can talk to AI. It's probably one of the best out there. I have an account named Kitty Man, so you can go ahead and check that account out. I have hundreds of talkies on there, like over 100. So, there's a lot of talking opportunities. That's for another video though. So yeah, go check out my Kitty Man talkie. That's gonna tell you like some of the basic things about Everythingland. Not all of it. That's gonna be in this video though. I need a drink, so hold on. I'll go ahead and spill the beans. Okay, so Everythingland is basically, there's these people that I thought about. One day I thought about it and I just wanted it there. So, this man is Kitty Man. He has a sister. Her name is Kitty Girl. They have 1.5 million superpowers. And essentially, they have an infinite number of all the times that I've said, all the living or dead beings or entities that have thought of any number, like, multiplied, added, copied, combined, and versionized an infinite number of that many times. That's how many gangs, alliances, family, and friends they had. That all of them had an infinite number of countries. All of those countries had everything in them, and they were full. So, Kitty Mia one day decided to combine all of these countries into one country called Everythingland. On all these countries, an infinite number of mods and add-ons to make it better and all that stuff. Everythingland is a country with like an infinite number of people. And Everythingland is in heaven. If you think that's untrue, that's fine. I don't care. But I'm just saying what I want to say. So this is my video. And yeah, so if you want to know like how Everythingland works, how the government and all that system works, well, the government and Everythingland has Kitty Man, Kitty Girl, and all these gangs and alliances and all these people, they also had a number of superpowers. They all use their superpowers combined to create it. And so basically, how Everythingland's governmental system works, Kitty Man is a good guy. He's a superhero, by the way, if you're wondering. And there's this place, there's this city in the center of Everythingland called Everything City. Everything City is the capital of Everythingland, with a building known as the Greenhouse. Basically, it's essentially the White House, but it's green and it's in Everythingland, so don't judge me. Judge my thoughts. Well, judge me if you want to, I don't care. So there are a couple hundred employees over at the Greenhouse. These people they're very essential to the Greenhouse, as the Greenhouse has cabins for these people that work there, so they work and live at the exact same place. They just keep the place organized and yeah. Kitty Man's a good guy. He's been working with the Everythingland military to make it better and essentially just, make sure that everything's okay and that people are doing fine. Everythingland is a very safe place. Very few crime. Very little crime. And just overall, like they have a couple of divisions that protect and Everythingland. They got the military, they got police, they got the SWAT, they got military police, they got all kinds of, the regular civil authorities that you would find basically anywhere. The Everythingland military works with the government. They're basically like the U.S. They have an Air Force, they have a Navy, they have Marines, they have all kinds of just military branches. They have the Army, Air Force, all them. And they essentially work together as a team to protect Everythingland, make sure it's safe. Then you have so how did Everythingland become what it is today? I will tell you that. So way back when I was younger, there was this city called Redwood City. Redwood City was a lone city with a couple 100,000 people. It was hit by hundreds of natural disasters, built back up, and all that stuff. Then Redwood became Brickland, which essentially was, a country. And it was very, it still had natural disasters. It had, maybe a couple 100 billion to a couple trillion, maybe, people. Then Brickland became the infinite countries of Brickland, which had more people, and it was a lot safer. No natural disasters and stuff. Very, very safe. So, yeah. Then Brickland became... Then Brickland, being the infinite countries of Brickland, became, and the infinite countries of Brickland became the infinite countries of Everythingland, which was Everythingland but with a different name. So then later, they just changed the name to just Everythingland. And yeah. And if you're wondering how the road system in Everythingland works, essentially there's a main road in Everythingland with like 250 lanes on both sides. It's called All Road. All Road has a few variants of it. It has a bridge variant that spans like hundreds of millions, if not tens of quadrillions of feet in the air. So any building could go under the bridge. In this bridge, there's also a tunnel version, which goes that many feet underground instead of in the air. Then they have an older version of it, which has like 125 lanes, so it's smaller. And then they have like a national version that has like 450 lanes. It's bigger, so it can hold more traffic, and so that national version is longer and bigger than the original All Road. And this All Road spans all the directions, every direction, and this road goes down from 450 to just 1, gradually, not like very gradually decreases in lanes. And then this national All Road and All Road themselves both connect to each other, and every single version of All Road comes together, and they all connect in a huge interchange. So, and all these All Roads connect to every part of Everythingland, so it's connected together by one big highway. So you could get basically anywhere, and the speed limit is unlimited, so you can go as fast as you want. Essentially like the German Autobahn, but bigger and just longer. Because on the German Autobahn, you can go as fast as you possibly can. So yeah. That's basically essentially what it is. And this highway, it can hold a lot of traffic. So, like, there's a lot of traffic in Everythingland because of how many big cities there are. So, you have to get to other parts of Everythingland somehow. And that's where All Road comes in. You take it, get anywhere you want to go. And yeah. So, yeah, that's how you get to anywhere in Everythingland. Or you can take other highways that take you to places as well in Everythingland. Then, any real or fake airline in Everythingland has every plane that was ever made and will be ever made. Old, new, fake, or real. So, yeah. Then, if you're wondering how the financial system in Everythingland works, it's basically like real life. You have to pay taxes and all of this and all that stuff, but the taxes are very cheap. They're only like $250, so that's not very expensive at all. And the jobs in Everythingland pay a lot, so there really isn't a problem with the taxes because they're very cheap. So from $250 to $125, that's how cheap they are. And so at the greenhouse, Kitty Man and all of these other people have generators that generate basically anything you want at an infinite speed and an infinite rate. And there's an infinite number of them. So they make Everythingland bigger and better. That's how Everythingland gets bigger and better. And if you're wondering how the power grid works in Everythingland, essentially the power grid, there are a bunch of power plants that, like, mainly renewable sources of energy, like wind, hydroelectric, geothermal, nuclear, any other type of renewable, or just like any form of energy that doesn't produce little to no pollution at all. And the cars that people drive in Everythingland are either gas or electric. How you get these cars, like purchasing a car in Everythingland is easy. Like, the cars in Everythingland are very cheap, so they're not too expensive, like in real life. And there really isn't inflation in Everythingland, because there's so many things being added to Everythingland that there's always somewhat a sufficient amount of money being produced and printed, that there really is no inflation, because Everythingland's always getting bigger and expanding, so there isn't really an inflation kind of thing. And so prices essentially stay the same the majority of the time. Sometimes they go up or down, but that's to be expected. So yeah, because Everythingland is becoming so big, there really isn't an inflation kind of thing. Yeah, so the power, let's get back to that. Power, okay, like I said before, the power, Everythingland normally uses renewable energy, like energy types, like different types of power production that produce little to no pollution at all. And because of that, there's so much power being produced. Like they're creating an infinite amount of electricity. So this electricity being produced at such a fast rate that there's so much excess that they're selling it. Actually, they make a sufficient amount for everyone and everything. And Everythingland. And if you're wondering, how safe is it? How safe is Everythingland? Well, Everythingland is very safe. There's hardly any danger. So yeah, overall, Everythingland's a very safe place. There really isn't anything bad about it. So yeah, that's a thing. And yeah, that's just the basics. That's basically everything you need to know about Everythingland. There is really not much else I can tell you, because that's basically everything about Everythingland. If you have any more questions, let me know down in the comments about Everythingland or anything else you want to ask. Like, if you have any other questions about Everythingland, feel free to ask. I will make multiple parts talking about it if you have questions. I'll just make a part 2, part 3, part 4. Who knows? But yeah, that's just everything you need to know. Hopefully this is some information, and hopefully this video gets a lot of views. Anyways, that's going to be all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, join the Dragon Squad by smashing the like and subscribe buttons. Turn on those notifications. Make sure to especially share this video and all my other videos to as many people you think would enjoy the kind of content I put out as possible. And anyways, with all that done and said, this is Dragon Author K, signing off. Peace.